Money's moving to me. I'm a millionaire. Money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it.
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Great day to you all. I hope that you've had an amazing day and evening thus far. If not, it's about to get that much better. So if you're watching me live, go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. Rep your city, rep your country. Let me know where in the virtual building you are watching me from on tonight. I know that it's kind of late here on the East Coast, and honey, I know because I actually wanted to be in bed right now, okay? I just finished working, but this was on my spirit. And so I need to come on here while it was fresh, while it was right there at the tip of my tongue to release it, because I believe that's going to shake somebody up. I believe that those of you that have been wanting to get to that next place in your life, this message is going to help you. While for others of you, this is going to be one of those things where they're like, next, because you're not ready to elevate. As you see in the title, honey, listen, this is a rant. Beware. So if you're not ready to hear the real, this is not the live stream for you right now. Amen, somebody. This is one of those videos where you may not be able to say amen, but you will say ouch. Hello, somebody. Either way, I'm speaking to somebody tonight that's ready to go to that next place. And so I'm not even going to my intro. Y'all see what it is. You know who I am. If not, you go ahead and Google me. But listen, I had to come on here tonight to do this live stream because I kept thinking about how so many of us are comfortable in situations, so comfortable in our current lives that we don't recognize that that comfortability is what is causing our demise. Now, for some of you, it may seem like things are going well. So you're like, Sharita, why can't I be comfortable? What do you mean? But what we fail to realize oftentimes is that when you are content in a level of success, or for some who are not quote unquote successful, you find yourself in this place and you're just kind of existing through life, right? You're just there playing things safe. You have enough to have, a good life. You have enough to maybe even splurge a little bit, right? But then what you don't realize is that there is always a higher and greater level to get to that next place in life. Now, many of you know that my personal mentor is Les Brown, and he is known literally around the world for well over 40 years as the speaker who talks about being hungry. Well, today I was sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? Folks need to be more than hungry. Folks need to be starving. Okay? Some people need to actually be starving because they're not really doing what they can do to get to that next place because they are content. There's a certain atmosphere that is created when people are hungry or starving. There is a certain mindset that those who actually want to elevate and do greater and higher things have. And I'm thinking about this because last night, Facebook reminded me of my memories. I check my memories almost every day. And I did a video yesterday, this time last year, and I was sharing a story. And in that story, I was sharing how I had gone to this event years ago. And I went to this event because I knew that whatever I was going to learn that weekend was going to change my life. And it was going to give me the information and tools I needed to grow a business that I had just started. Now, the caveat to that is I went on this particular trip to go to this event and I had absolutely no money. In fact, I went in debt to go to this event because I needed to get the information. I needed to be surrounded with people who had my answer. I needed to be around an energy where I could find myself elevating. I needed to get the information that I could apply in my life to quickly see results. So I'm a woman that has crazy bold faith, right? So I said, you know what? I'm going to go to this event. I went to the event. I literally overdrew my account to get there. And I'm not saying that this is what you should do, right? That's not what I'm saying. However, I'm just sharing my story. Now, I went there. I bought a bus ticket to go, a one-way ticket at that. And I didn't even know how I was going to get back home. Hello, somebody. But I knew I had to get there. I'm reminded of the story in the Bible of the man who was, paralyzed. He couldn't walk and he had his friends. So he was lame on his bed. And There were so many people in the house trying to get healed and wanted to be around Jesus, so they couldn't get in. But his friends, he and his friends were bold enough and they were so tenacious to say that regardless of what, we're going to get into this house and we're going to get healed. Well, that man and his friends, they were so bold that they went, took the roof off of someone else's house to make sure that they could get into the vicinity of where Jesus was so that he could get healed. Well, that was me years ago, almost a decade ago, when I had to get to that event. I knew I had to get there regardless of anything I was going to go. Why? Because I was hungry, I was starving, I needed a change. I needed to get to my next level. So I was willing to do whatever it took to get there. Fast forward to now. It's so easy to look at what we've done in the past, get complacent there, and not realize that same tenacity, if not more, is required to create things that literally are only imaginative, things that seem totally impossible in the natural realm. And as I was reminded of that story, I was invigorated to go even harder today, to get back into the trenches of doing things to truly elevate not only where I am, but elevate all of the people who are called and assigned to me, AKA my tribe. Because there's a certain swag you have when you got to get something done. It's not an option, or maybe that would be nice, and we come up with all these excuses. No, we don't have time for excuses. You can make money or make excuses. You can change lives or make excuses, but what you can't do is both. It just doesn't work that way. And so you have to really ask yourself, why am I comfortable where I am? Is it because I've made those six figures, the multiple six figures, the millions? Is it because I have a good job? Is it because I have good benefits? Is it because the doctor doesn't say I need to be on medication yet? Is it because it doesn't matter that I've gained weight and my pants are too tight? What is it that has gotten you so convinced that it's okay to be comfortable where you are? Now, there are some of you that will watch this and say, well, Sharita, I'm not comfortable. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm going back to school. I've started a business. I'm kind of searching and researching and studying things here and there to kind of get better. But what is the actual energy behind what you're doing? Are you moving with a sense of urgency? Or are you moving just enough to do just enough? Just enough to say, oh, I'm doing something. Because there's a grand difference. Successful people move with speed. They make decisions quickly. They remove people they need to remove quickly. The adjustments that need to be made are done expeditiously. Why? Because money loves speed. There's a certain energy that you exude out into the world when you move with tenacity, boldness, and with speed. Things move and are attracted to you much faster than when you're sitting here waiting on God, waiting on another opportunity, trying to see if it's something you want to do. Get the heck out of here with all of that. Where is the boldness within you that no matter whatness that gets you to that next place? How are you showing up? Life happens to every single one of us. Some days we're more excited than others. Some days are easier than others. But what has to remain the same is the willingness to keep going even in the moments when we feel down. Even when it seems like we're doing enough, there needs to be a stretch and a pull to go even harder, even faster. Because how you move determines how the things that are waiting for you move into your life, or you repel them, and the people that may be waiting for you. You won't know that until you tap into a higher frequency of who you are, your highest self. The current place you are in right now is based off of the information you have, the thoughts you've had, and probably the people that are around you. So, how do you challenge where you are to become greater? It takes one consciousness. You have to be conscious and aware that there's actually more that you could be doing, becoming, and having. And then it takes for you to make a decision to go and do it and stick to the decision. A lot of times we make decisions, but they're really not decisions because we change it up when it doesn't feel the way we want it to feel. Well, guess what happens? That inconsistency shows up in our lives. But then there are many of us who are good. You have a good amount of money saved in the bank. You live in a beautiful home, but your mindset hasn't elevated to that next place. We go from glory to glory and faith to faith. We're always going higher. And if you know any real successful people, I mean, multimillionaires, they're always looking for the next thing. Why do you think that is? It's not because they just want to acquire more money. It's not because they're trying to rush and be that first person in the Forbes list as the most wealthiest person in the world. It's because they understand the moment they become complacent where they are is the moment they digress. But they're always trying to find that next thing, that next investment, that next opportunity, that next partnership, the next book, because they understand they have to constantly be growing and elevating. I shared this before. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos have been going at it with each other to get to the freaking moon. The moon. They have to get to that next place. They're trying to build themselves up to conquer something that has not been done. But then they also understand legacy. You know, most of us are in a position where we can't really think too hard about legacy because we're trying to make ends meet. You know, I was listening to a live today that the company that I partnered with, they were talking about life insurance. And a lot of times with life insurance, people think that they don't have enough money to get life insurance. And some don't find a value in life insurance because they're like, well, why would I want to do this anyway? This is not going to benefit me. It's like the people are going to get this when I'm gone, right? But then that lets you know that they don't fully understand legacy, nor do they understand that there are different policies that they can utilize while they're alive, right? But it's part of wealth creation. It's part of breaking generational curses. It's part of being able to leave an inheritance for your children's children. It's part of actually creating a legacy to leave that next generation better than the one that was before them. So even in that space, it requires you to have a high level of thinking to set up a whole generation after you. Why are you comfortable where you are? Why are you comfortable in the way your body is performing if you know it's not performing in its optimal health? I remember when I was 80 plus pounds bigger than what I am now. I began to get comfortable in that place because I didn't feel like I could lose weight. I felt like this was it for me. There were no options. And a lot of us, that's what we are. We feel like this is it, hence why we are comfortable where we are. But I'm here to remind you tonight or this morning, depending on when you see this and depending on where you are in the world, that there's more. There's more for you to do. There's more for you to have. There's more for you to become. And there are more people waiting for you so that their lives can be impacted. You have to be able to get uncomfortable to truly get comfortable. And then once you get to that comfort level, that means there's another level for you to get to, an ultimately different dimension of who you can become. Our lives should constantly be elevating and challenging us as we evolve as human becomings. Personally, I feel almost allergic to people, and not people, it's mindsets, it's not people. Allergic to mindsets that are just willing to just kind of just make enough and not challenge themselves to come up to a higher standard. Charging someone to come to a higher standard means a whole lot of sacrifice. It means a whole lot of doing things that seem uncomfortable. There's a lot of growth that is required. And most people don't like to hear that because it is uncomfortable, because it is the unpopular thought. But if you're someone who truly says you want to live in purpose and have impact, that's going to require you to do some things that are not common. Most of us want uncommon results in life, but we're not willing to do the work to get the uncommon results. So what happens is we end up operating in insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, yet hoping that something changes. We love the ideas of more. We love the idea of freedom. But of course, we know that freedom is not free. So do we pacify ourselves and pacify the people around us to keep them comfortable? Or do we challenge them to come up higher and show them their potential and bring out something in them that they did not even know existed? I believe that's what true leadership is. When Jesus went and got his 12 disciples, he showed them a higher version of themselves that they did not know existed. He took them from where they were and pruned them into those who would later on heal people by their shadows. I could imagine Peter never thinking, him being a fisherman, that one day he could be around people and his shadow heal them. He would have never known that if Jesus did not pull him out from where he was and train him and cause him to become better, to give him a new idea, a new identity of who he actually really was. He would have never known that if he was just okay being a fisherman. It's time for us to become better versions of ourselves. And it's time for us to get uncomfortable where we are to get to that next place. You may live in luxury right now, but there's a higher level of luxury. I live in a luxury apartment in New York City, where there's way more luxury than where I live. My sister is a perfect example of that. She lives in a very luxurious apartment complex in Atlanta. Y'all saw some of the videos I had last year of our corner unit, floor to ceiling windows. Amazing, right? Higher level. I went somewhere just, 3 weeks ago in Houston. A higher level of excellence, a higher level of luxury. There's always more. And again, it's not about the things. It's about who you become as you aspire to become better. There are certain levels when you get to, okay, I'm bored, it's time to go to the next place. My energy is no longer welcomed here because I need to go to that next place. That's where I'm at personally in my life. This is nice. I'm grateful. It's cute. Now it's time for me to go to the next place. I'm bored. It's time to challenge myself and do something else. That's part of the reason why I started doing Muay Thai, because I need something that was going to challenge me physically, doing things that I never thought I'd be able to do before, to make me become someone else. Do you understand that there's another version of yourself that you have not yet even met yet? And you can't meet that person being the same person you are right now, having the same conversations you're currently having, doing those same things. You can't meet her, you can't have him until you're able to tap into the higher version of yourself and doing those different things and having those uncomfortable conversations. You have to elevate. Hey, beautiful, how are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. It's time to go higher. It's time to go higher. And it's time for us to get uncomfortable in our comfortability to be able to truly make an impact and have the desires of our heart that God has shown us. Listen, he made the promises. They're yes and amen. So if we don't have them yet, that's on us. The work is on us. So we have to do what is necessary to make it happen. So tonight I had to come on here right when I said I'm going to go to sleep earlier, finish working a long day. But I had to come on here because this is so necessary for those of you who need to get to that next place. Time out for complacency and mediocrity, y'all. 2021 is almost over. How are we going to end this year? And what are we going to do in 2022? Our world has shifted. Have you shifted yet? Have you done the impossible yet? Have you put yourself in uncomfortable positions to make yourself do something different? Because sometimes, if we're honest, we have to be pushed to do things differently, and life will shake you up to make you do that. That's real talk. So we can either mature to do it before life makes us, or we'll just wait. And at that point, it might be a bit much harder. But there's no more pacifying each other, just like a baby. After about a good 10 months, take that pacifier out. Don't just, no, take that pacifier out. It's time to elevate on a level that is far greater than what we currently are. And this is for all of us, including me. It's time to elevate. No more playing small. And no more playing as big as you did. It may not have been small then, but it's small compared to your next level. I'll tell you that. Come on, Miss Phoenix. Oh, I probably said your name wrong, Janine. Sorry. It's time. It is time. So if you're ready for that shift mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, if that's you, type me in the chat. If that is you, type me in the chat. Let's take this journey together. I said it right. Great. Let's take this journey together and see how amazing things can be when we become somebody else. Let's see how amazing it's going to be when someone says, oh my gosh, my life changed because of you. That's a beautiful feeling. Let's see what happens when we create a movement that changes lives around the world. Let's see what happens when we do things that we didn't think we could actually do and actually be really good at it. Let's see what would happen. Whether that's losing weight for you, whether that's running, whether that's getting healthier, whether that's making money, whether that's writing the book, whether it's moving to a new city that you know no one there. Let's make those bold moves. Because listen, without faith, it is impossible to please God. Let's activate our faith. Our faith is seen. Faith can be seen by our works. Let's do the work to show what our faith looks like. So if you're one of those people that want to do the work and you want to elevate on all the levels that I just mentioned, you need to get in my inbox and let's do it. There's no more back and forth trying to see. I'm done with that. Either you want it or you don't. Either you want it or you don't. But if you want it, I'm here to help you get it. And that's on God. Right? Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. So listen, I'm helping people change their lives both financially and physically. If you want to be one of those people to find out how you can do that, be debt-free for Christmas, get out of debt, create new streams of income, create wealth, let's go for it. Get in my inbox and I'll share with you how you can do that. And let's make 2021 end with a huge, amazing bang. And 2022 be something to be like, baby, we did that. All right. I thank you for watching. If you're watching from YouTube, email SharitaLeon@gmail.com or find me on Facebook, inbox Sharita Leon on Facebook, and I will get you the deets. And we're about to make some magic happen, baby. You hear me? You hear me? I'm just trying to tell you. Until next time, only believe until the end and go get your life. Be blessed, everybody.
I'm a millionaire, money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it. I'm a millionaire.
Get your money. Get your money.